So what is trading? It's one big game, isn't it? And trading is like a complex board game with set rules known as the market. Okay, and that's what I've kind of defined it as. You see, it is a game because it's a game between you and everybody else. It's what we call a zero-sum game. In other words, somebody wins, somebody loses, and the middleman takes the commission in the middle. So it's our job to just learn the rules, learn the formula for success, and then apply the rules to win the game. So just think of it, if you play any other board game, you know, when you first start, you don't kind of know how to play. You're trying to learn the rules, then you learn the rules and you start to play and you start to improve. Then finally you learn the winning formula. Once you learn the winning formula, it's your job to then just apply it to the markets. And that's what trading is going to be like for you. That's how you've got to look at it in terms of where you are today. So if you are a new trader, then it's about sort of learning the rules, and that's what we're going to go and cover throughout this course. What we like to do here at London Trading Group is to make the complicated simple. Okay, we don't believe in sort of making it overly complicated so that people get put off, and you know, to sort of make it sound like, you know, it's something a lot more complex than it needs to be. Just make it simple, and then you can actually then follow a very easy plan that anybody can sort of follow, you know, even a 5-year-old. Again, that's what we want to try and do. Just make it simple. I mean, for example, if anybody's ever played Monopoly, you know, it's very, very simple to win the game. Just buy loads of property. Okay, I mean, it's not much more complex than that. Okay, and the rental income will basically you know, allow you to win the game eventually, and it's kind of like that. You need to make it very, you know, there's a whole load of other things that you could talk about with board games, for example, but really when it comes to it, it's one or two simple things that you need to do to be successful, and that's exactly what trading is like. So what is the success formula? So firstly, let's state that trading is a formula. Success at trading is a formula. It's not rocket science. Okay, it's nothing beyond you. Okay, no matter what you tell me your education background, it is nothing beyond you. You know, like I said earlier, you could teach this to a 5-year-old once you know the rules. So what is our objective? Well, our objective is to learn the rules of the game and build a strategic plan to win the game. The good news is that LTG will break down all the steps you need to build for your own success routine. So what are the steps to success? Learn the rules of the game. Mentally prepare yourself for success. It's not just as simple as learning the rules of the game. You need to have it in your mind how you're going to apply yourself, you know, how you're going to react in certain situations when you're sort of tested. Once you know once you mentally prepare yourself for that, then you'll have everything you need inside you for success. Master technical analysis. You need to learn how the markets move, how they work, how to chart. You need to become an expert, a master of it. You need to pinpoint turning points in the market. That can be done. You know, we are one, great at doing that, and two, great at teaching that. Then you want to learn macroeconomics and the effects it has on currencies. The reason you want to have these is to have that broad overview and understanding of how the markets work. The technical analysis is going to allow you to time the markets. The macroeconomics is going to give you that full understanding of why something is happening. Then you want to apply good money management. In other words, keep the risk small. Make sure that you're staying within, you know, set rules, controlled risk. And that's going to allow you, just like all the other success stories, to actually grow your account and limit your exposure. Then you want to learn a winning strategy or build your own winning trading strategy. What we've done in this course is we're going to give you a couple of very good strategies that you can already start to practice with. What we would recommend is that you continue to improve and practice those strategies and grow and actually create your own. And that's something that we do on the applied trading program as well that we offer. Finally, it's to build a plan for success. In other words, you want to have a trade plan, something with set rules, with a guide for how you're going to trade, how you're going to react to the market, how you're going to manage your trades, and so on. Just to give you an idea, my document is about 60 pages long. As a new trader, even if you did a few pages of how you're going to do this, and again, it's something that we go through in detail on the next program, which is called the Applied Trading Program, which you can inquire and apply for. So what are the rules of the game? The game of trading is based around the concept of probability. For example, if you flip a normal coin infinite amount of times, then the probability of hitting a tails or a head is 50%. Okay, half the amount of time you'd expect to hit tails and half the amount of time you'd expect to hit the heads. What if you flip the coin 10 times? What is the probability of hitting a head or a tail? Well, the probability actually does remain the same, but with such a small sample, there is a chance that the results diverge away from the expected outcome. So what has this got to do with trading? Well, firstly, the key thing to understand here is that if you have a winning strategy, then you know that if you just apply infinite amount of times, it's going to make you money. However, any small sample size can basically create random outcome, and that's something you must understand and not deviate from your strategy. So what has probability got to do with trading? Well, there's no 100% winning strategy, so we just simply need a strategy with an edge. We must accept that anything can happen, and can happen over a small number of trades. Successful traders understand that if you play winning strategy, over time you will make money trading. So again, just to really emphasize this, you must believe in the strategy. That's why we believe in practicing and using the fixed strategies that we give you, because we know they work, getting good at those, and then eventually you can hone and make them your own. Losing traders tend to give up and blow their accounts. This course will give you the tools to join the group of winning traders. So we need to become masters of probability. So for example, if you know a trade setup works 80% of the time, would you trade it? Well, of course, everybody's going to say yes. You know, if you said to me, well, look, 8 out of 10 times I'm going to win, it's a no-brainer. Of course I'm going to trade it. The key to success is knowledge, and most importantly, the ability to act on that knowledge. The aim is to make trading as simple as the coin toss example. But instead of a 50-50 chance, we can use strategies that win 80% of the time. The goal is to make the strategy as simple as possible, so we can call our trades as easy as calling heads or tails. If you make the complicated simple, then you can execute without any stress or doubt. So, you know, the key thing that I want to actually really point out here is that once you have simple rules like flipping a coin, then you know every single time. Imagine you had a coin that won 8 out of 10 times. Imagine it was like biased towards heads, and you bet on heads every single time. If you bet 100 times, you probably will win 80 times. Of course you would take those trades, and we want to try and make our strategy as simple as that. And so actually I'm going to teach you at the end of this course, so get excited, a strategy that actually does win 8 out of 10 times, and we're going to go through that. So if you want to set up a risk-free trial of the virtual floor so that you can follow us and actually use us to help you trade successfully, then what you want to do is you want to email Cameron Bowen, our mentor, and he will set you up with everything that you need. So he'll set you up with TradeStation. I believe we can set up a trial, and we can also set you up with the virtual floor. Okay, so you can actually watch us trade live. So you get your risk-free trial. There's no credit cards or anything like that. We don't believe in that. We want you to try us out, watch us, and you know, hopefully together with this course you'll see the real value in doing that and joining us. So what can you achieve in trading? Well, if you took a £50,000 account, and let's just say you were able to return just 5% a month. Okay, now that is certainly achievable once you know what you're doing. Well, over the next sort of few months, you could see that eventually, if you didn't take any money out of that account, you would actually end up with 153,576. That's about 100 grand using the power of compound interest. In other words, the power of compound interest works when you're not taking any money out of your account and you're just growing it exponentially. Okay, and that's over the course of a couple of years. So that's about 103,000 over the course of a couple of years. Now, what happens with compound interest is that this continues to grow and grow exponentially, so at a much faster rate. So what you're building essentially is a long-term salary, which is going to be very, very sort of substantial if you don't take any money out, and you can continue to just achieve just 5% a month. If you had to take a salary, for example, then you'd be, for example, on a £50,000 account, then it would grow a lot less. Okay, but you could still end up with, £2,500 of salary every month and still have your account grow at around 107,500. So in other words, about 50 grand profit over the course of 2 years. So you could take a salary partly and then actually continue to still grow your account slowly. So just depending on what situation you're in. If you can afford to put money aside, then that's what we would recommend that you do. You keep the money in the account, okay, and just see if you have money coming in from elsewhere that can cover your basic costs, and you can allow your account to grow very, very fast. So depending on how much you want to make, you can use this formula to actually calculate, based on around 5% a month, what you can expect to make over the course of the next months and years.